Kilayim Perek Hey Mishnah Bet, second Mishnah in the 5th chapter of Kilayim. Until now we've been discussing what happens if I planted my vines in my vineyard too far apart. So if I plant them too far apart, then we learned that if they're more than 16 amud apart, according to the Tanakama, or 8, according to a second opinion, then they're not considered like a vineyard, rather they're just considered like individual rows, and you don't have to separate 4 amud from each row, but rather 6 tvachim, like individual vines. In our Mishnah today, we're going to discuss what happens if you plant them too close together. Says the Mishnah, Kerem shu natua al pachot pachot me arba amot. If you have to plant less than arba amot, if you plant if you plant a kerem, a vineyard, pachot pachot, closer, the rows are closer than, less than arba amot, Rabbi Shimon omer eino kerem. It's not a kerem. V'chachamim omrim kerem. Chachamim say it is a kerem. Rabbi Shimon says it's not a kerem, and therefore you can consider each individual vine. You have to consider like individual vines, and you are allowed to plant 6 tvachim away from each individual vine. Chachamim say no, it is a kerem, and you can't plant them. Why? V'ro'im et ha'emtziot ki'ilu einam. You look at the middle ones ki'ilu einam, like they're not there. What's going on here? Let's look at the Bartanura, and then we're going to say Yerushalmi. Says the Mishnah. Says the Bartanura. Eino kerem. Why? Umarchik shishat tvachim v'zorei tashar. Like we said, all you have to do is separate. You have to distance yourself 6 tvachim, and then you can plant. Dekevan de'en yachol lachrosh b'shvarim b'neihem. Since you can't plow with shvarim, with oxen in between them, ein shem keren alav. It's not considered a keren. Why? If you can't treat it, if you can't properly plant the vineyard, then it's not considered a vineyard. V'chachamim omrim keren. Chachamim say it is keren. Why? Diro'im et ha'imtziyayim ki'ilu einam. Because we're going to look at a little diagram. So let's say I have this keren. Here's my keren, okay? This is the 4 amud measurement. So really there's 4 amud between, if you look at the picture, there's 4 amud between every other row, between the reds and the blues. I just planted it way too close together. So the Chachamim say, it's very interesting. Why would a person, if you can't plow it properly, why would you plant them so close together? So the Bartanura says, why? Because you're going to plant them, you plant them very, very, very close together. The ones that live, the ones that are good, he will leave. And the rest you're going to uproot. You're not going to leave them that way because they're not going to grow properly if you plant them too close together. Hilkach, therefore, those middle ones that are planted in the revach, that are in between the rows, you look at them as if they're just regular eitzim. So it's interesting. What's Rabbi Yehuda's response to this? So I'm going to bring you the Yerushalmi. This is the Yerushalmi, and let me see if here we go. What's Rabbi Shimon's response? The Yerushalmi says, Amar la Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon says, Otam she'artem omrim ro'im et ha'mitziot ki'ilu einam. That which you said, you look at the middle ones as if they're none, harehem ikaro shel hakerem. They're the essence of the kerem. Let's understand what's Rabbi Shimon saying. Look at the picture. Rabbi Shimon is saying, look, okay, it just so happens one is red and one is blue. Which is the ones, Rabbi Shimon agrees you're going to get rid of something. The question is, which one are you going to get rid of? Are you going to get rid of the reds, or are you going to get rid of the blues? The answer is you don't know. So you can't say that it is a kerem, and all the reds are ki'ilu einam. Let's just imagine for a second that they're not there. Oh, look, and then there's 4 amud between, that's a great kerem. You can't do that, right? You can't look at it as if einam, because you don't know if you're going to get rid of the red or you're going to get rid of the blue. And therefore, Rabbi Shimon says that they're all planted too close together. Right now, all of them are a kerem. And since they're too close together, therefore it's not a kerem, and it's not plantable, it's not livable, and you can plant as close as you'd like. If you have any comments or questions, as always, I always love getting your emails, rspolter@gmail.com. I want to dedicate the learning to the memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.